Jim McCormick, our guest today, agmarket.net. Jim, let's talk about these markets. Obviously, the last couple of days, pretty topsy-turvy. Where do we go from here? What should we be watching as we approach Memorial Day weekend?
I think what we really watch is the weather as we come out of Memorial Day weekend. We've had a lot of rain recently, and that's kind of cooled the urgency of the crop ratings should be pretty good. The first ones come out next week, coming out on Memorial Day. But the reality is the Western Corn Belt is still very, very dry. The Eastern Corn Belt is very, very dry. And we haven't hit our weather market. If you look back in 2012, it's kind of an analog year. We broke the market like $1.34 from the beginning of May to the beginning of June as we got the crop planted in what was very dry conditions. And then we know what happened. Mid-June, the market exploded higher. Well, we've dropped a little over about $1.35 recently, kind of the same pattern. As we come into June, if we are dry, with the ending stocks as tight as they are, you could see this market get really excited, especially some of these longer range maps are hitting at above normal temps and maybe below normal rainfall for the Western Belt. So that's really, I think, what the trade's going to look at coming out of the holiday.
So obviously weather has been a big conversation for us, and in our local weather, what about from the demand side of things? Has that story are we hitting the point in the year where that's not as big a driver?
It's not a big driver. The weather's going to be the overwhelming story at this point in time, but there's a couple things we need to keep an eye on. On the beans specifically, the bean carryout's projected at 120 million bushels. Well, here's the deal. To get to the 120 million, we've actually got to import 35 million bushels of beans. We've only bought about less than 5 million. So if we do not import and find another 20 million and bring them in between now and the beginning of September, we are going to get desperately tight on ending stock numbers. So the demand story for beans really is not done yet. And I think as we get into July, August, it's going to get crazy. Same thing for corn. Corn stocks are tight. The basis is going to explode, I believe, as we get toward the latter part of summer.
All right, well, that'll be something to watch. It's been pretty exciting to watch here as we round out May. Appreciate it, Jim. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back with more Ag Day coming up in just a minute.
To contact Jim McCormick at Ag Market, call 844-4AG-MARKET or visit their website at www.agmarket.net.